I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting.
On Tuesday, 18th February 2025, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, and several members of Parliament raised strong concerns over the continued detention of veteran politician Dr. Kiiza Besigye, despite a Supreme Court ruling on 31st January 2025 that called for a fair trial before a competent court of law.
Have the legal advisors to government rendered appropriate advice on the continued pre-trial detention of an ailing Dr. Besigye? What is the legal basis for the continued detention of Dr. Besigye in Losera? Under what instrument does Uganda Prison Service continue to hold Dr. Besigye? What steps have you taken to comply with the Supreme Court directive? How long will we take to conclude the transfer of all active cases involving civilians from the General Court Martial to the civilian courts?
The Attorney General also wrote to the Chief Justice asking the Chief Justice to appoint a judicial officer to be in charge of liaison concerning the transfer. That is the first working day after the judgment. On the 4th of February, the Chief Justice wrote back appointing the principal judge as the liaison officer. That is the second working day after the judgment. The Attorney General's chambers forwarded the letter of the Chief Justice to the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs and to the DPP. Around that time, I came to the floor and stated that it is the duty of Colonel Besigye's lawyers and the lawyers of all those who are in the court-martial to extract a decree. That is part of their responsibility to their client.
We no longer extract decrees for purposes of execution. Court decisions by nature, especially at the level of Supreme Court, are self-executing.
The bureaucracy in addressing the directive of the Supreme Court should not be a ground of delaying in dispensation of this for somebody to get justice. What sustainable action have been taken to address the concerns surrounding the health of Dr. Besigye? As a House of Representatives, we are a voice of the voiceless. We are elected to speak for those people out there who cannot be in this house. So if we cannot do that, then we are not representing our people. The continued detention sets a dangerous precedence that may be applied to any one of us.
The Commissioner General informed me that because of the hunger strike, his health has deteriorated. Under all the laws of Uganda, any person, especially those who are having health issues, are entitled to treatment. And in this case, the prison authorities were able to take him to the hospital. Comprehensive tests were carried out and the doctors are managing him. The Commissioner General also informed me that Colonel Kiiza Besigye has continued and continues with the hunger strike.
We have about 3 matters to address. There is the health aspect of Dr. Besigye. There's also the issue of the exercise of rights and the extent to which you can go, which really is an individual discretion, in this case of Dr. Besigye. And then the last one are the processes to effect the court decision. As we address this question, I would want us to reconcile all the three. We need to craft a solution around the three.
Very frail situation in which Dr. Kiiza Besigye is. I went to see him in jail yesterday. He could not get out of bed to come and see us. But we saw the other political prisoners, the Bobby Youngs and others, who are suffering in similar manner. Can the state give us a timeline on when they are going to release these people? That is the ultimate remedy.
We are going to suspend the House for 10 minutes and then we'll come and report.
I wish to inform this House, by the time we reach the court, the lawyers of Colonel Kiiza Besigye had actually been engaging with the judiciary. They had agreed to reschedule the matter, which had been fixed for Tuesday. It is now going to come tomorrow. And during that sitting tomorrow, the court will give the appropriate directions, and they will definitely abide by the decree. The court had insisted that they needed the decree in order not to appear to overrule the Supreme Court.
During the sitting, Parliament successfully amended its rules of procedure. These include, among many other amendments, a provision for the election of the full backbench commissioners, dropping the current system of selection by parties, as well as the creation of 4 new committees of Parliament, including the Committee on Subsidiary Legislation.
Madam Speaker, I wish to report that the Committee of the whole House considered amendments to the rules of procedure of Parliament and passed many of them with amendments.
Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Chair,
Madam Speaker, I do move that the House adopts the Committee of the whole House.
I put a question that the report of the Committee of the whole House be adopted. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, you will direct the clerk to extract all these amendments and produce new rules and have them gazetted, and will reprint all the rules.
On Thursday, 20th February 2025, the leader of the opposition, Honorable Joel Senyonyi, tasked government to account for new missing members of the National Unity Platform.
Chinobe Rashid, who was abducted from Nansa na Wakiso, Chiimba Sharif from Mini Price, Nyanzi Fred Sentamu from Wandegea, that's the head of mobilization, NUP. Masi Walukamba, this is the head of the Election Management Committee of NUP. Alex Rovans Rwanyaga is a member of the Election Management Committee of NUP, was abducted from PG. Rahma Juma, a member of the NUP Election Management Committee, also abducted from PG. Kayabula Eddy, also a member of the NUP Election Management Committee, abducted from PG. The families of these people, together with our lawyers, went to police stations from all the areas where they were abducted from, here in Kampala and in PG. All those police stations, they said, we don't know what you're talking about. Honorable Speaker, today, the Uganda Police Force on its social media, its verified social media account, has put out a statement saying they are not the ones who arrested these people. Can government then account?
Attorney General, the list is there. We need an accountability of those people. We need to know where those people are, who did the abduction, if it is true.
While it is the obligation of government to protect everyone, and on the basis of that obligation, we agree to account. So on Tuesday we'll come here and make a statement.
In the sitting, the State Minister for Education and Sports, Honorable Peter Ogwang, presented a statement on the Uganda National Examinations Board grading system under the new curriculum, saying that students are now able to apply acquired knowledge in real-life situations rather than just memorizing information for examinations.
The level of achievement in each subject represented by letter grades A, B, C, D, and E. A, in achievement level, that is an exceptional. In the descriptor, it demonstrates an extraordinary level of competence in applying innovatively and creatively acquired knowledge and skills in a real life situation. B, it's outstanding. Demonstrates a high level of competences in applying the required knowledge and skills in a real life situation. C, satisfactory. Demonstrates an adequate level of competence in applying the required knowledge and skills in a real life situation. D, demonstrates a minimum level of competence in applying the acquired knowledge and skills in a real life situation. E, elementary, demonstrates below the basic level of competence in applying the acquired knowledge and skills in a life cycle.
Also in the sitting, Parliament approved tax waivers of over 9.5 billion shillings for selected local investors for the financial year 2024-2025.
Makerere Business Institute, an amount of 239,306,340 shillings owed in tax liability. Company 2 is Nkumba University, is owed pay as you earn in excess of 4.4 billion shillings. Company 3 is J2E Investment Corporation Limited, which is owed J2E Investment Corporation Limited, which is owed an amount of 2.7 in value added tax. Company 4 is Donatica Nanra, who is owed rental income tax of 2 billion and 1.695 billion. Company 5 is MS Nicotra Limited, which has a tax liability in VAT of 931.9 million. And company 6 is actually this is an individual, Mr. Peter Ogwang, 385.1 million. And then we have Busoga University, which has a tax liability in pay as you earn of 783 million.
The procedure is that if you have any wish to have a waiver, you apply through URA, and URA does an audit to go through the process and recommends to the ministry, and the ministry brings it to Parliament for us to handle.
I put a question that the House approves the proposed tax waivers for selected local entities as contained in the minister's motion. Those in favor say under control and nay. The ayes have it, and this will take effect from the day the approval, which is today. I now adjourn the House to 2 p.m. on Tuesday.